love you and adore you.
Oh my God! Hi. Oh, I love you so much. Hi. Ah. Oh my gosh! Hi. Can you see me? I'm recording this and it kept saying, more light is needed, more light is needed. So my friends, I'm so excited to be here. Really, really thrilled. I want to know who's who in the zoo. How many of you are at your very first leadership event? Oh, you guys. Let me tell ya, you do not even know how lucky you are. How many of you have been here for 3 years or more? How many of you have been here 5 years or more? How many of you have been here 8 or more? How many? I love it. Okay, good. It just gives me a little sense of who's here right now. And I want you to know that I'm humbled and honored to be in this space because I know you've come with big dreams in your heart and you're looking for that new thing, that new guidance, those answers, something that will help you take your business and your life to the next level. So I take this very seriously. I guess I could have asked the question, has anybody been here 35 years? That being the case, I would have been the only one to raise my hand. One company, 35 years, and just a little bit of subtext, because a lot of people did raise their hand as being here for the first time. So when I started, I was a single mom with 3 little kids who were 5, 4, and 2. I was a junior high school music teacher, and finding myself single, I knew I was going to struggle to make ends meet as a school teacher and that I wouldn't be able to give my kids the life that I really wanted to give them. I signed a teaching contract. I was going to go back to teaching school, and 35 years ago this August, this crossed my path. And it resonated. One thing that landed so deep with me was I knew as a school teacher that there were only so many hours in the day. And I knew that as a school teacher, music teacher, there's only so much they're going to pay me per hour. And when I heard about leveraged income, I'm like, yeah, baby, yeah. And I got on fire. At the time, this company, who's been through 3 different name changes, 15 different compensation plan changes, I mean, the product that I made my first $1 million with has been gone for 28, 30 years, right? Like, I've seen a lot of change, hence I feel really qualified to talk about this topic. But when I started, this company was doing $28,000 a month worldwide. You guys, I didn't even know what I was doing. Within 1 year, we were doing 1.4 million in my group. I was ignorance on fire! So I love what you said, Michelle, about be willing to do it imperfectly. Just do it, you'll get better as you go. So I'm very excited about this topic. And you know, the one thing that I would say about change is, for those who aren't brand new, would you say we've had an ample helping of change recently? Raise your hand if you feel we've had a lot, plenty, right? Well, what I've learned through the years is that change is the only constant. And as Steve Jobs says, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. Can you imagine the amount of data I have and the amount of dots I can connect for being here for 35 years? I jokingly said to some sweet friends I was hugging, that's 3 times as long as I've ever been married. So it doesn't mean I can't commit. I just have to find the right thing, right? Right. So, and the reason you can't connect the dots looking forward is, guys, sometimes you can't see it when you're in it. You can only see it in retrospect. And then you go, Like, even as I'm saying this, it gives me chills. So, change is the heartbeat of growth. Without it, we stay stuck in the same place, missing the beauty of what we could become. Without change, there is no progress, there is no evolution. And you know what? You either change, innovate, disrupt, as we like to say, or you stagnate. There is no standing still. You're growing or you're dying. So change is actually a very good thing. I want to share just a couple of experiences so you know, like, I feel deeply, right? Like when a product gets discontinued, like, oh, right? So when our previous CEO, when our previous CEO first became CEO, I was devastated because I was so attached to the CEO that was stepping down. I thought my life was over. I thought, oh my gosh, I can't. And then look where she took us. Oh my gosh. And then it's time for her to step down and move on. This happens, you guys. We got Nate. Are you freaking kidding me? This is the man who takes us to $1 billion. People can't take you someplace they haven't been. He knows what a $1 billion company looks like, and he is headed there, and we are so fortunate. Like, what if those changes didn't happen? You know what I mean? Like, change is a really good thing. I remember once we had a probiotic. It was like a little bead thing, probiotic, about 10, I don't know, no, more like 18 years ago. I loved it so much. When they discontinued it, I was calling everywhere trying to find something like that product because it worked for me. Now we've got Trebiotic. Are you freaking kidding me? What if we didn't get rid of some products to make room for the new? Like, change is essential. And sometimes people have left, and I cry. And it used to make me super sad when I was pitching someone and they would say no. Now, after trying to drag people over the finish line, right? You drag them to the finish line, guess what? You'll be dragging them forever. And now, when someone says no, I'm like, I've been spared. I've been spared. So I just want you to warm up to change. And I want you to have the bigger picture. It's just natural for human beings it's our instinct to be afraid of change, right? Perspective changes everything. When you step back, you realize that challenges, what does that say? You realize the challenges are just part of the larger masterpiece, or may I even add the words tapestry of your life. But no, we go, oh no, I'm gonna have to learn something new. Oh no, things are changing. What does it mean for me? What will it mean for blah, 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 blah. I want to invite you as leaders to look beyond the immediate challenges and find the gift. Because here's what I have learned. In retrospect, there's always a gift. Always. When I look back now with hindsight, connecting those dots I couldn't connect while I was deep in it and it felt mired, I find that there's always a gift. So change requires us to leave things behind. Sometimes it's products, sometimes it's people, sometimes it's a habit, sometimes it's a career, right? Change, if we make space for the new, we have to make space for the new. So obstacles are those things we see when we take our eye off the goal. As leaders, probably the most important thing you can do is be visionary. A visionary is somebody that can see something that is not here yet, but they can see it in their mind's eye, and they speak it regularly, Michelle. They can see it in their minds. There you are, baby girl, you crushed it. Hey, seriously. They can see it in their mind so completely, so fiercely, that they can bring it into reality. That's who you get to be when you see the big picture. So you remember the book, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and It's All Small Stuff? It's so true. Hindsight, when you look back, it really is all small stuff. I can't remember what I was upset about 2 months ago. I can't remember what I was upset about 5 minutes ago, but that's age. What I'm saying is, it is all small stuff. Have you ever had the experience of having something like really gets under your skin, man, and you're whirling around with it in your mind? You're like, you are stuck, and you're just, and you're thinking everything, and you're having conversations in your head that don't even exist, right? And then you go to bed at night. You wake up in the morning. Nothing changed, but somehow, isn't it just gone? It's like, oh, wow, that isn't as, so please realize that we get to choose. And in retrospect, like I said, there is always a gift. Always, always, always a gift. When you can look with hindsight, in retrospect, you go, now I see, now I see. So I wanted to shift gears just a little bit and talk about you and your purpose. Why are you here? And when I say why are you here, I don't mean here in Vegas. I don't even mean here at Modere. I mean, why are you here? Why were you born? What's your call? Right? One of the very first things that we do when we come into business is that we elicit our why. And I want to ask you, have you revisited your why recently? Or is it an old story, 5-year-old story that has no relevance for you anymore? When I started, my why was to make my house payment. And at the core of that, I wanted to give my children a better life. Guess what? Mission accomplished. But your why will change and morph. Over time, my why changed. My why grew. I remember when I received an award, which was for a rank we don't even have here, but it was called Crown Diamond. It took a lot to get that rank. I was the first in the world to achieve it. All of my kids were there, and I was so proud of myself. And my kids all came on stage. After the event, my son said, "Congratulations, Mom. What's next for you?" I'm like, well, there isn't a rank that's higher, and I'm the first one that did. But it dawned on me that the biggest part I do what I do is not just to give them a better life. It's to give them an example. And now I got grandkids, guys. My kids that were 5, 4, and 2, and then I got married, had another baby, they're now 42, 41, 39, and 32. And I have a 12th grandchild on the way, and the oldest of all of them is 7. Guess what my why is now? I want those grandbabies to see a Nana who has purpose. That's why I ask you, why are you here? What's your purpose? How does this intersect with that? I want them to see a woman who's still making things happen. I still want to make them proud. That's my why. Now, I don't want you to neglect when you're bringing people on board. Like, we're different these days, right? We used to have a getting started checklist, and the first thing you did is sit down with somebody and sat down with someone, right? And found who does any of that anymore? And found out what their why was. How many of you have heard of the idea of peeling back the layers, the 7 layers of why? How many of you have heard of that? Okay, so it's a new concept for some of you, but I want to give you an example, and I've asked my beautiful friend Andrea to help me with this, to get deeper. Take this example and use it with yourself, but also please, please, please use it with your team. So Andrea is my new person. Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be cool? I would love to have just enrolled me some Andrea Gebhardt. So stand up if you would, Andrea. So my honey, one of the things we do in this business is we have people tap in to why they're here, because that becomes the fuel through the challenging times. It's your fuel. It's the thing that has you jumping out of bed in the morning, right? And so, honey, I'm excited to be working with you. Why are you here? Why did you say yes to Modere?
I just want to make some extra money.
Man, I get that. And what for? What would that do for you, some extra money?
It would make things a lot easier. I'm a single mom of 4.
Oh my,
So just any little bit of extra money would just make things a whole lot easier.
so much easier. I so get that. As a single mom of 4, what would it mean to you to be able to provide that extra income for your children?
It would mean a lot. Big picture. For me personally, to be able to pay for them to go to college, be able to pay for their continuing education, so that they don't have to graduate with student loan debt like I did. $206,000 from 5 degrees.
Wow. So when you achieve this, and we will, my friend, together, what is that going to mean to you? And how will that change things for you and your family?
For me, it's gonna be so much more than just paying for school and putting them through school and being able to give them that opportunity. But it's an example of me being able to do more for them than my mother was able to do for me as a single parent. And so in that shift, that change, that breaking of a chain. So if I can do that, then I break a chain and create more possibility for them in their lives and what they can do for their kids.
Did anyone get chills on the last one? Like, I'm sitting here as a massive chills. Where we finally went is, I will break a chain that has been generational, and I'll be the one. Beautiful job. Beautiful job, buddy. So some of the most sacred experiences I've ever had with my team members is that moment when you get there and you find the thing that really, really drives them. Like, it could be something as simple as, then I'll feel like my life is worth something, right? So don't just take the first superficial one for yourself or for your team members. Dig deep, peel the layers. And what I'd like you to do right now, just really quickly, I'm not going to give too much of my time because it's ticking away fast, and I got more I want to share. Would you just write down a couple of words that you can come back to that are parts of your purpose? You know why you were born, right? You know you've got gifts that nobody else has at all. Like, you are such a unique and amazing being. And it also is not an accident that you're here. Please write down just a few words. I'm going to give you a minute to do that. Just write down a few words. You can come back to it, develop it more fully. La 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 la. All right. I really do want you to do this exercise, which is why I had you do a little start on it. Put a star by it. Keep writing if you feel inspired. I'm going to share you a quick story. About a year and a half ago, I was on my way to India. What I've loved about working in India, building a team there, is that you see women claim their voice. Claim their voice. And when you see that happen in a family, the ripple effect is amazing to see how the kids, I mean, all of it, right? So I'm on my way to India. And so I'm reaching out to people. Could you open some doors? Oh, who do you know there? Like, I'm seeing such amazing things happen with the women there that are embracing blah, 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 blah. So I'm saying this thing. At the same time, it was International Women's Day. And so I was reaching out to people for my philanthropic going, oh, it's amazing. We've been to the villages. We see what happens when women claim their own name. Like, the first thing they teach them is to write their own name. And and I thought, oh my gosh, am I on purpose or what? My business, my Pay It Forward philanthropy, they are one and the same. Write this down. When your life purpose and your business purpose, let me try saying that again. When your life purpose and your business purpose align, you are unstoppable. So why Modere? Why now? right? Like, why should you feel so abundantly confident? I want you to just take a picture of the board here. First of all, social retail. Guys, we cracked the code. We changed the game forever and ever and ever. You had to come back here because you couldn't help people be successful elsewhere, right? I can't remember your sweet name. I'm so sorry. Had to come back because you need your team to win. Guess what? We cracked that code. There'll be other companies that copy us. Guess what? There's only ever one first. Social retail. Live Clean mission. For 35 years, we've been taking toxic ingredients out of daily essential products. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Life-changing products, hero products, daily essential products. We manufacture them. We control every step of the process, from concept to countertop. We control it all. Most companies slap a label on a product they don't even vet. They don't know what's in it. We do. Let's see. Manufactured in the USA, Health Canada, you know how stringent Canada is. When we get our products approved in Canada, that is a super big deal. Collagen, right? Take everything away, leave me my collagen, I'll be a millionaire again. I love our collagen. The ongoing product innovation, the dual-sided compensation plan, one of a kind. I've never seen anything like it. Whoops, that's just, my notes just went away. Thank you. Okay, core values. These guide us, our core values guide us, and culture attracts or repels. We got the best leaders on the planet, right? And so much amazing collaboration, tools and systems, on and on global, make money while you sleep, amazing corporate team, you guys. I cannot say enough about Nate Fraser and the team that he's assembling. Jeff, we're so excited to have you. I mean, this team, unbelievable. What Jen has just put together with this product, let me just say this. I can, on one hand, count the number of times I have felt like I feel right now about where we're going. I'm not wrong about these things. What we have in our hands will change the financial profile, if you let it, if you go for it, of every single person in this room. You won't even recognize your life in a year from now. And we're going to help hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of people have a sustainable solution to their ideal body. What a gift. Guys, I mean, do you realize what we have in our hands with this product? Oh, I'm so excited. I don't even sell, and I can't stop talking about it. I don't even know that much about it yet. The woman who takes the ticket, like, scans you to let you on the plane. So I know her, and I'm like, hey, I give her a little hug. She's like, oh, you're not going to Salt Lake, you're going to Vegas. I'm like, yes, I'm watching it, blah, blah, blah. Just short little things. She goes, I want to know more. I'm like, quickly write your number on the back of my thing. And I mean, I sold 4 on my way here. The guy next to me was lean. He doesn't even need it, but he's buying it, right? Like this product, y'all. Y'all that know how to sell and build pods, game over. Anyway, we've got a 36-month pipeline of products, track record, like, no speculating, hold your head high. We are headed for the stars here. Okay, repeat after me, mind your own business. Mind your own business. Repeat after me again, mind your own business. Ready? Mind your own business. So, my friends, we start by leading ourselves, right? And how do you do that? We realize that we can only control a handful of things. Byron Katie, is anyone familiar with her work? Okay, well, I'm not going to give that example then. Anyway, I super love that woman because she delineates, your bucket, their bucket, God's bucket, right? Like, you only have control over so many things. And your influence, as beautiful Michelle said, is when you show the way. Your actions are the things that you have that will most influence. I want to encourage you, stay in your own lane, keep your eyes on your own mat, stay positive, no drama. You guys, usually when something crazy is happening, someone else tells me, because I just don't unplug. It doesn't matter. It doesn't control it doesn't impact anything I'm doing. I'm here on purpose. My vision is clear. I gotta go. I can't really spend too much. It's interesting. Okay. Oh, well, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's go, right? Because what can we control? And I want you to differentiate between emotional and fact-based decisions. Emotional and fact-based decision. And guys, take the high road. Always, 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 always don't burn bridges. I cannot tell you how many people return, because ain't nobody got what we've got. So don't burn bridges. Take the high road. We're us. We're us. We're Modere, right? Hold your head high and always, always, always stay close to the fire. So hang on, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. So over-communicate to your team might be the most important thing I say tonight. And teach them from your experience. Like I've only ever been in one company, but I've watched startups come and go. I know 98% of them fail. I've seen it. I've seen it, I've seen it, I've seen it. It doesn't matter how much hoopla happens, 98% of them fail. Some make it too. But do you want to really take that ride? So educate from your own experience. Like I use my experience to educate. And always ask the questions, well, how is this impacting you? How does this really impact you and your business? So we always get an opportunity to hit the reset button, don't we? Bing! I can't tell you how much fun I'm having going back to the basics. Guys, like making a list, like, not just adding to an existing list, but literally from scratch, doing a brain dump and making a list. This is so fun. So whether you do life, whatever you do, whether you do social media, however you do it, always remember that you can hit the reset button and go back to the things you control. What do you control? You control your thoughts. You control your actions. You control how you show up. These are the things you control. So double down on activity. Massive action solves absolutely everything. Disrupt to develop. Disruption creates space for something new and more powerful. Guys, disruption is one of our core values. Do you think that means we better develop an appetite for change, y'all? Because we don't just intend to innovate, we intend often to disrupt. Now there's a difference. When you innovate, you're going to improve something along a continuum, right? When you disrupt, you change the game forever. Who used to go to Blockbuster? I did. I'm that old. Me and Amy Gleave, we went to Blockbuster. That's it. And then along came Redbox. That was an innovation. You just drive up in your car, it's $1, you don't have to stand in line, you return it, you're less likely to lose it, all that. That was an innovation. Netflix was a disruption, changed the game forever. We, with Modere, have created a category with social retail. We're category creators with collagen. You guys, do you know how seldom any human being gets to be a part of something that creates categories? We create categories like all day long. We're category creator for Live Clean. We're category creator with our GLP-1. You guys, so get used to change, because change is a level, disruption is a level above. Listen, you're an entrepreneur. You're not a 9-to-5er. You signed up for this. So embrace change and love it. So, living your life by design. A lot of people live their lives in reaction, not creation. I want to encourage you to be a deliberate creator in your life. And be a lighthouse. You do you. You'll attract the right people to you. Einstein says that the measure of intelligence is the ability to change. The measure, write it down, the measure of intelligence is the ability to change. And we ain't done disrupting yet. So we need to embrace change. So tomorrow, you guys, tomorrow is a really big day. It's a big day. Ain't nothing ever gonna be the same. And I want you to think about, back to a time before, before Modere. How have you changed since you've been in Modere? How do you think differently? How do you act differently? Who's around you to love and support you differently? Like that all happened, that was change. We love change. So tomorrow, when this product launches, we're going to be a category creator again. We're going to disrupt like ain't nobody disrupted before. Now remember, you have your purpose. Moder's a vehicle. Which one do you want? You gonna just wait and see, jump in that old station wagon and watch? Or are you guys gonna jump in the seat of that hot Lamborghini and put the pedal to the metal and not stop at all? My friends, I make you a promise. I make you a promise. I wish I could just look every one of you in the eyes and just hold you by the shoulders for one quick minute and say, I promise those of you who make a decision to hit this full on, those of you who decide to go the distance, there'll be a moment when we look back and we're able to connect some dots. And we'll remember we were here. And we'll remember this moment that we decided the power of decision. Your purpose, your dream is a potent creative force. Do it on purpose, embrace change, and bring it on, baby! I love you.